I was thinking about playing Secret Paladin. You heard about this shit?
No, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
I've
Secret
seen it.
Paladin is
Dude,
stupid.
it's like the herpes of Hearthstone. Herpstone.
I don't think that you're the first person to make that joke.
Probably
I've
not.
never heard it, but I feel like that's
Yeah,
already
no,
existed.
I don't. I'm not in the Hearthstone blogosphere, so I don't know if people use it, but it's possible, and I believe that it.
willing to bet it.
Oh God.
So is it just like a really like unorganized thing, or like because they haven't given you information on whether it's a constructed arena, you don't know if it's going to be a land for league?
How do
Is
you
it just
supposed
like
to raise
really...
money?
I mean, yeah, it's a charity event. The thing is, the winners of the tournament get to pick the hospital where the money goes to, and I had a
Right.
small stint in the hospital that I was playing for. I had a friend there for about a year, so I mean, I really want to win this for Philadelphia.
Hey, Brandon, my family's got a hospital. You know what I'm talking about? Brandon, you want to
No.
win? Who
I-
are your
Oh,
opponents?
yeah,
Who are your
yeah.
opponents, Brandon? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Who are you competing against?
Put them in the hospital.
Right. And with that, welcome to Podcast Simulator, episode number 17. You piece of shit. I'm fucking Johnny. I work at your local piece of shit Italian market. I don't know what I'm
Be
doing.
respectful.
We don't
Be
know what you're
respectful.
doing.
Actually, in truth, I love when an Italian market is a piece of shit, where like all of like the signs don't match, and like there is like the same looking people working the counter, working like the cold cuts, and like they argue with you over whether or not you got like a half pound of ham or not. Like that's how I know it's a quality Italian market, real local piece of shit Italian market.
Okay.
And with that, this is our regular piece of shit podcast. I'm Smatter. PBat, you're here.
Hi, I'm PBat.
Chris
Hello.
and dmbrandon.
I'm Fats.
Perfect.
Lit, dank, lit.
Lit.
Yeah, lit, dank, lit. Christ. So what we do here is we talk about video game stuff that happened the past week or so, but this time we're really not. Correct, boys?
Wait, what?
You know what I'm talking about. Didn't you see the Slack discussion?
I saw the Slack discussion.
Good, PBat.
I was one of the first people to talk in the Slack discussion. Okay.
I always talk
I was
about
the one who inspired the Slack discussion.
That's bullshit. I did. Oh, just this particular instance, not the total Slack discussion. Right. I understand.
See, I don't think you understand what I said. I said what, as in repeat yourself. What the fuck did you say?
Oh, are you eating?
No.
Unprofessional.
You are eating.
Listen, all right, I had a cast all day. I have to learn how to play shit Dota. I have to do the podcast, and then I have to learn more shit Dota. I don't have time for your shit. This is when I'm eating dinner.
Okay, so let me repeat. We're not doing shit from the last week. We are doing stuff we want to talk about. And one of those things is something you wanted to talk about, Brandon. But before we get into all the nonsense, let's continue with a little bit of more nonsense, I suppose. PBat, you want to take this guided meditation?
Guided meditation.
Come on, man. With the...
All right, I got you.
Why is it always PBat? It's either
'Cause
the
I
black
got
guy
it.
or the gay guy. No one who's just regular
Wait,
white.
just
Any
like-
love.
You want to do it, Brandon? You want to do it?
No, white people don't have creativity. You just say,
What does
okay,
that
you
mean?
are now here paying your taxes. Like, it's just, you can do boring shit. All right, everybody. So if you guys
Yo,
can please.
for real though, I gotta pay my taxes. Like, you're right. You're right.
You
Good
really
looking.
need to do that.
I already paid my taxes, though.
I got
All
my
right, so
money
everybody,
back already.
please close your eyes and bow your heads. I need you to envision you are standing. You have no clothes on, actually, none at all. You are 1 inch tall inside of my mouth. Now, just hear me out here, right? So you are 1 inch tall inside of my mouth, and
Can you
at
keep
first-
saying that over and over again? It's really doing it for me.
at first you worry, right? You walk around, you kind of have like the it's kind of like you're stepping in like a really thick puddle of like, I don't know, jello, but it's just my tongue. It's just really squishy, right? And you start to panic. You start to panic and you don't know what to do, but then you realize because you are 1 inch tall inside my mouth, you are shielded from all the harsh realities of the world. You are shielded from famine because any food I eat, you can eat too. You are shielded from, the disingenuous foulness of the corrupt police force, and you don't have to
That
see
issue
war. You
isn't
don't have to see
specific to all of us.
smatter. You don't have to see that. You don't get that. You don't have to get yelled at for being gay. You don't have
It's
to be
the
yelled
police
at for being
service, by
half
the way. They
black.
have found that forced is a little bit too excessive.
You don't have to be yelled at on Reddit. You are in a very good place, and even though you started out very worried that you were 1 inch tall inside my mouth, you then realize this is one of the safest and best places you will be in, for your entire life, and with one swift muscle movement, I swallow you whole, and that's it. Please open your eyes.
Itakimasu.
No,
What
no,
was that, you weeb?
Yeah, no weeb shit, no weeb
Yes,
eating.
cyanide, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Chris, cut that shit out.
Okay.
Wow, that
All
was a
right,
good one,
what's the
PBat.
plan?
I like
Thanks,
that.
man.
That was
I
like good.
appreciate
You
that.
incorporated all of us. Like
Yeah.
you talked about food. You said,
Yeah.
imagine I'm 1 inch in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's like I mean, like I can't. I don't have to imagine it because it's happened.
Yeah. 1 inch.
That's what you said.
I hate you.
I smell an episode title.
I hate you.
So this week we wanted to talk about two larger things. We'll start with the less larger thing, something that irritates Brandon, because that'll give us like 20 minutes of content.
Okay.
Brandon, you want to talk about failed Kickstarters?
Not failed Kickstarters. I want to talk about my waning fucking interest in Kickstarters.
Okay, take us through it. Walk us through.
All right, let's talk about what is it? We few something. We many few many.
We those few, I think.
We those few. I'm looking through my email right now.
We the
Dang.
people?
We are we the people. Shout out to the Tea
I can
Party.
actually tell you right now because somebody just tweeted about it. It is. Is it those who can't?
No.
Okay, that's something
Is
different.
it
Then. I don't know.
we
you?
the nation?
I'm gonna type in we, and see if anything comes up here.
Like
and I'll just-
double I.
Oh, you know
W?
what? Better idea. I'm gonna type in
Flip
Kickstarter.
that.
I'm gonna type in Kickstarter. We happy few.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's supposed to be like a, I guess, kind of like a horror game. It looked really good. They send updates every like couple days. They are great about it. I only backed it for like $50 or something. It really seemed like they were into this project, and it was like $300-something thousand they got. It looks really creepy. It looks like a lot of fun. Has a very Bioshocky feel to it. It just looks cool. And every week they send me an update, and I'm thinking to myself, this is great. They're really working on the game. But every time they send me an update, I'm kind of thinking, fuck, I care less about this game.
Right.
It's the same thing for Crowfall. I backed
Right?
the game for $500, and I don't give a fuck damn about it. It's just update. Yes, I understand that they need money to fund the game. But, like, how long does it take people to make video games? Because I watch them make Paladins. Granted, Paladins isn't the most impressive game of all time, considering we're still in, like, early beta, right? But they had that game up and running in, like, 5 months. It's incredible, and they don't have, like, a ton of money either. It's an indie studio. What the hell? Where's my fucking Kickstarter wallet that allows me to turn my phone off and shit, right? Where's that thing?
Right.
Where's my fucking pillow that has speakers in it that make me fall asleep faster? I spent all this money on fucking Kickstarter. I haven't gotten anything yet. Sword or Whip. I picked fucking Sword. They send out things. Where's my demo of fucking whatever that game is called? Bloodstained.
Right.
So
Or better yet, this motherfucker making the new Mega Man, Mighty Number 9,
Oh,
released this
God.
20XX piece of shit. I'm like, oh, this game looks pretty cool on Steam. Where'd this come from? Everyone's like, yeah, he made this instead of finishing Mighty Number 9. I almost fucking threw myself off a bridge.
I mean, with all the examples, except the last one, of course, I feel like the best thing to do with Kickstarters is just to kind of back it and then forget about it.
and turn off your email notifications.
Yeah, to turn off your email notifications for it. I don't know, like, because for example, I mean, I don't back too many things unless I have like personal interest in it. Like I backed Ukulele, for example. I know I'm probably gonna get yelled at from Brandon and Cyan for this, but I backed Shenmue. And
Are you serious?
Stop!
There we go.
Damn it.
Stop!
Are you
PBat.
fucking kidding me?
Stop! I don't need this.
He
All right,
had
real
the
quick,
money
real
to
quick.
make
I gotta
that game.
interrupt and explain why I'm angry about this, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Shenmue 1, Shenmue 2, one of the most original, important games that were released during its generation. In fact, the idea that Shenmue 3 is even coming out should excite most of the gaming world. And when they announced this at E3 that the Kickstarter was going up, it got millions of dollars. And then it was released that they were only doing this Kickstarter to see if they had interest in the game, because Sony said once they hit their Kickstarting goal, they'll just back the full project. And they didn't give the money back.
Right.
Yep.
See, I didn't know that. I mean, I still don't entirely regret. I think I only pledged enough for like the actual game, but like, which was I think like $15 or something like that.
I put in
But
$300.
for Shenmue,
And then I took it back in a fucking heartbeat.
Right. Okay. See, I didn't know that. In that sense, I don't know why they wouldn't just do like because I'm sure there's plenty of other platforms for like gauging interest on something. But I guess at that point, then you could argue that there's like you could just do bots and stuff like that, where if you're actually going with money, you have to like put in a credit card or whatever. That way, people for a fact need to or have interest in it. It's not just bots
in
or
the
something
chat,
like that.
Con Zombie wrote dmbrandon. And I find it really funny.
I think you're the only one,
It's
Smatter.
dmbrandon.
I think you're the only one who finds that funny, pal.
I'm sorry.
You
okay?
okay, Sam?
Yeah, no, I'm
You
good.
okay?
I'm good.
Cool. I'm glad you had your moment.
All right,
I don't
so
remember what we're talking about now.
we're talking about Shenmue.
Right.
So, is the problem, Brandon? I think I see a problem, at least with your pledges, in that you just go head first into them. $500.
I mean, I didn't spend a lot. Like I spent on
$300.
We Happy Few, it was $60. It was like the pre-alpha tier. You get pre-alpha access immediately after the campaign finishes. Actually, do I have that? I've never played the game. Do I own that? See, like I don't even read the fucking updates, and like I see these ideas on Kickstarter. I'm like, wow, these people are geniuses. I'm gonna help. And then as soon as I put the money in, I just like PBat says, I should forget about it. I do. Even they even send me emails every day. I used to read them, and now I'm like, I just don't fucking care about this. Like, put the fucking game out already.
It takes. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like things take time, you know. Look at, and it's funny because we were talking about this last week. The Witness took, I think, 7 years to make, and when you play it and you really like dive deep into it, you can understand why it took so long.
I got like halfway, a little under halfway through, and I can definitely not see why it took 7 years to make that game.
No, really?
No
Have you really dove into it and found a lot of like? Because I don't want to say anything, you know, in hopes of no spoiling, but like there are like little hidden things that once you see it, you'll start seeing more of it.
I heard there's like an Easter egg that if you like look under this certain rock, J-Blow gives you like a 3-hour lecture on game philosophy.
Actually, there is, and I guess I'll talk about this because it isn't necessarily a spoiler. It's like an entirely optional thing, and it has nothing to do with the story. So it's interesting. There is a puzzle in the game that so there's this area in the game where you can like watch these different videos. Like live action videos and stuff like that, and ranging from different subjects. And there's one where this guy talks about video game philosophy, actually, as you said.
Wow, that's really funny. I was completely making that up.
Yeah, no. He talks about video game philosophy and stuff like that. And at the very beginning of the video, there's like a shot of the moon, right, in the bottom right corner. Now, the thing about the puzzle is you're supposed to click on the moon because it's a circle. You know how like you start the puzzles on the circle, and then you drag it off onto the wall. And then it wraps around to the other side of the TV screen. And that moon moves to the other side of the TV screen to do like a solar eclipse, and that's where you end. The thing is, that video plays for 55 minutes, and you have to sit there not touching your controller that whole time, and you have to watch the 55-minute video and wait until the end to finish that puzzle.
That's not the first time he's done that, though.
I heard there was something like that
What?
in Braid, right?
In Braid, there's so. Can I spoil Braid?
It's been out for It's been out for a
If
million
you don't want to
years.
hear it, you can turn off the
Wait,
podcast for
real
a few
quick,
minutes.
real quick. I'm gonna time you to 35 seconds. Okay, go.
Okay, so at the very end of Braid, you're doing that kind of chasing the girl thing through the level. You can actually get to her, but to do so requires that you do these very esoteric puzzles, extra puzzles in the levels. And the first one is you have to sit on a cloud for 4 hours and then rewind it. 4 hours of in-game time.
Jesus Christ.
And see, that kind of stuff seems redundant, but at the same time, I love that shit.
I think it's a pretty cool idea.
It is. Like, I love the way, like, I never played the original Metal Gear for the PS1, but I know about the whole Psycho Mantis fight, and how you had to switch, like, controller ports, and he'd, like, read your memory card and stuff. Like, I love stuff like that. Like, breaking the fourth wall.
The end is the coolest. The boss, the end in Snake Eater.
Oh, no, I never played it either.
Oh, really?
Is that the one, like, where, is the setting like a river or something like that?
All right, so he's an old man and he's a sniper, and if he sees you at all, you're fucking dead. There are a few ways to kill him. One, you could just try to run past all his bullshit and kill him. It's very, very, very hard to do. Two, you can wait, and since he's an old man, he falls asleep, and you can use your, like, whatever sonic hearing bullshit to listen for him snoring and then sneak up on him and kill him. Or you could, during the flashback in the game, just kill him in his fucking wheelchair. Just take him out.
Oh, see, and I love stuff like that. I love stuff that really, like, breaks the fourth wall, or like, it makes it feel like you're really like stepping outside the boundaries of what you should be able to do in a game, or a game really pushing the limits of what it's meant to do. Like I love stuff like that. I
Well,
think it's so
let's
cool.
talk about that. I would agree too that those types of weird things, those like extra outside the realm of the game experiences, are really valuable. But at what point does it stop being art? Right at hour 2, you know what
Well,
I mean?
that's entirely subjective. That's entirely subjective of what somebody can like pay, like how much patience somebody has. But I mean, like that's entirely like what is art is,
But
is
like,
entirely
okay,
subjective.
waiting for 4 hours, right? What do
Yeah.
I in Braid? What do I gain from that? What is that experience after 4 hours? Like, oh wow, that's cool. No, it's like, oh wow, I waited 4 hours to beat this, because people who are playing games are fundamentally trying to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible.
And I think that's kind of like the polarizing thing there. It's like
But
that's what
That's
games
what
are.
it's a
is going from point A
commentary
to
on,
point B.
right?
Wait, to bring it all back, are these cool experiences worth 7 years of game development?
Yeah,
because
Right.
should the witness have taken 7 years to come out
No,
just
there's
for
no way.
those
No.
kinds of those kind of cool experiences?
But let's talk
Eh.
about Jonathan Blow for a second, because I mean, like, as smart as the guy is, I mean, one of the biggest criticism is that most people don't really consider him to be as smart as he thinks. I don't know that I agree
He's
or
Jonathan
disagree.
Blowhard.
I don't agree or disagree. I have no opinion about it. I play the games. That's all I really care about. But
Mm.
I would like to, get him on a fucking lie detector and ask him if this was in a game that somebody else made aside from yourself, and you sat on a cloud for 4 fucking hours, would you still think it's cool?
Right. Right.
And what would he answer? Does he honestly think it's a good idea, or does he think it's a good idea because not many people have ever done something like that, and he wants to be the one to do it?
That's what I do really think that. I genuinely think that, and it's disgusting because it's like a gross abuse of the media, and it's the ultimate in self-dick suckery.
Jeez.
But then again, it gets people talking. Like we're talking about it now because
Right,
it's like
but
it's so
it's
absurd.
bullshit. No,
We're
you're
also
gonna wait
not
for 4
playing it
fucking
right now.
hours? Like that is absolute bullshit. That is abuse of the player's time.
Okay,
Well,
but
see-
here's the thing: are you forced? It's not like the cloud is moving and you have to keep standing on it. Like you're not forced to actually sit there and watch yourself stand on the cloud. You can go make a fucking quiche or something.
Why is it always quiche?
I don't know. Quiche is the thing.
He likes
Uh,
quiche.
By the way, if there's any companies who make quiche, please send us a shirt.
I
That'd be
did
nice.
have a quiche today, actually, so it's funny.
Did you?
What
Yeah, I
kind?
did. It was it had
Spinach?
spinach,
Yeah,
peppers,
you
and onions,
fucking
and it had
basic ass white
no,
girl.
it had a crispy hash brown crust. My boss made it. We went to Boss Lady's house. She made it.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm sorry, and she's a basic ass white girl.
No, she's she's like I'm not gonna talk about her too much in case she ever listens. But it's like no, she's like mom. We call her mom, because she's such a mom, and she always forgets about me.
You didn't answer my question.
She's my boss. She's great.
So she's a basic ass white girl. Okay.
Yeah, she really is wonderful. Cut the stream.
Shout
cut
out
the
to the boss
stream.
lady.
It's over.
No, cut the stream. All right, but like it is actually disgusting that they would think that J Blow would think that 4 hours. It's like, oh, this is an experience. After I waited for 4 hours and beat this, like,
Okay,
oh,
but
I'm gonna
Stanley
nut in my
Parable did
pants.
something like that too.
But it was
Did
an
they?
achievement.
Oh no, they did that. Yeah. Well, here's my question then, Science. Since I think you brought it up, is that a necessary thing to beat the game, or is that just a side thing?
Side thing.
It's definitely a side thing. It's not necessary at
Okay,
all.
see, and at that point, I think it's much more okay if it's
And
just a side thing.
If it's 4 hours where you're not touching a control, you leave it on overnight, right? You could do that, I guess.
Yep.
Right. That's probably better than the bullshit that Final Fantasy X makes you go through to fight Nemesis. You
Which
have
is
to capture 10 of every monster in the fucking world. Like, what a load of shit that was.
I mean, it's stuff like that is there for true completionists, right?
Exactly.
But in the defense of Final Fantasy X, when you bought an RPG in 2001 or 2002, you were generally going to play that game for 100 hours if it let you. Whereas nowadays, like, I want to beat the game and move on because I have a backlog bigger than fucking a normal library, right? This is insane how many games I have to play. I don't have time to leave a game on for 4 hours.
Nowadays, if you want to see what happens at the end of that 4 hours, you just look it up on YouTube or watch someone stream.
True.
Why am I gonna do it if I can just get it now? The instant gratification is so easy.
Yeah.
I guess.
Isn't that a terrible feeling where like you're getting to the end of a game and like you stop enjoying it, you just want to beat it, even though the game is good?
Well, that's the thing. If the game is
It's every
really good,
game.
I don't think it would. I don't think I would get tired of it or just really want to beat it. Like, well, no.
I played
Tomb
Tomb Raider last week in its entirety, and I just wanted to get through it. It was really fun at first, but then, like the combat got kind of stale and weird. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a shit about side stuff. Like I don't need to collect stuff just for the sake of collecting shit.
I just lost so much interest in that game because we started off with Tomb Raider, the new reboot of
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, and in 2011, I think it was that or 2013, 2013. We
2013, yeah.
yeah, we got this amazing game, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a spoiler. This is just the week of spoilers. God bless. At the end of the game, you have played as Lara Croft for 10 to 15 hours, and not once did you consider the fact that you weren't using two guns. Laura's entire persona was made on the
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation 1 based on the fact that you have two guns and you shoot them while doing flips through the air. It was awesome. But the gameplay was so fresh and so fun and so action-packed, and the cinemas were so great where she's getting a pipe stuck through her neck and all this crazy
Oh my
bullshit. Like, it was
God.
Yeah.
so brutal that you don't even notice that you're not playing as the Lara Croft that you grew up with, or maybe that you didn't grow up with. But you're playing a new Lara Croft, which is fine. And when you get to the end boss, he drops a pistol on the ground and you have one, and you pick up the other one, and she looks at them and then aims them both at the dude, and you flip out, and it's the coolest thing ever.
That
So
is
now she
true.
realizes dual pistols are godlike. I can't wait for the sequel. And then they're like, here's a bow. Go ahead.
Right.
I
Like,
enjoyed
where's
the
my
bow
fucking
combat
dual
way
guns?
more.
That's why I beat the first one.
That was a good moment though, because you know that those two guns are such a part of like the
The
Lara
character,
Croft
yeah.
character, and it's like, oh, okay, that's where it came from, because it's supposed to be like an origin story, right?
Oh, okay, so that's like a prequel.
Yeah.
Story-wise.
It-
No,
it
it's not
was-
free to reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot.
Oh, okay.
It was
alright.
good. I just like stopped caring. It's like, okay, kill more enemies, and then like I just always held all of my. You get like scrap to upgrade your weapons, and I held all my scrap like for most of the game because I only used the bow. Then I upgraded stuff at the end, but even still, like you don't even get access to like the last tier of upgrades until near the end, and like then you just become so OP, and I would have enjoyed that stuff sooner. But
Hmm.
even still, it's just more of the same like ridiculous combat. That's not like. It's not super exciting. And the parkour is also not exciting. It plays like a movie, which is fine. But yeah, I guess I'll play the other one. So in the new one, they only give you a bow. You don't get two pistols, Brandon. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't play it long enough to note it, but like I started the game off and like you get a gun, you got to build this, you get a bow. Like I should have started the game off with the equipment that she started the end of the last game. with.
It's Metroid. It's Metroid's. It's the
Yeah.
Metroid syndrome. She has to somehow miraculously lose every single upgrade in some ridiculous, in this case, avalanche.
It's an
Yeah, and then
avalanche.
get it back, yeah.
Right, but I think we're past that.
I mean, I would like to be. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but
I think as though if you do that, like I thought about this myself at the end of that game. Just like, oh, in the next one, how is she gonna lose everything, right? You have nothing for the player to work towards, right? And it is fun to get stronger and be able to do more things, access more
Progression
areas.
is very important. Yes.
Yeah, and like, there's no other way to do it. She just has to lose her shit. Like, everything has to be going well, and then it goes not so well. It's like,
Right.
I do want to play it, but the game is $60, and like, it's definitely not a $60 game to me right now. I should pirate it, but I won't.
Hey!
What?
Don't
What?
say that shit!
What did I say?
I hate you!
You hate me? I pirated
Okay.
Harmonic Crusade.
That's
Right.
going.
For those of you who
That's
don't know,
going.
that was PBat's game. We should have brought that up in the Kickstarter. Actually,
Right,
you,
right.
do you want to talk about that, PBat? Like, are you okay?
About
man?
what?
Like, okay,
Are
so
you
like,
okay, dude?
Are you
Yeah,
okay?
no,
yeah, I mean, like,
talk
let's
about
yeah,
what exactly, though?
let's pull it back to Kickstarters because that's where we
Yeah.
started here. Setting expectations with Kickstarter and like the process. Can you talk a little bit about that?
What, can you rephrase that a little bit? Like, what do you mean the
Expectations
process?
for the customers, for the buyers, for the gamers, and also for you, and how
Right, right.
that can work with you or against you.
Okay, right, yeah. So I think the biggest thing, because for those who don't know, yeah, we did launch a Kickstarter and it didn't actually succeed. And I think that, funny you should mention it, was the biggest thing is we didn't really sell it as much as we should have, right? Another big thing was, of course, it's a rhythm game, right? And that's already like a very niche kind of genre right now. It's not like the in thing. I don't think rhythm games have ever really been the in thing.
Oh, that is
Oh.
definitely incorrect.
That
Do you think, or do you mean like around like the Guitar Hero era? Is that what you're
I
referring
mean, the
to, or-
beginning of Dance Dance Revolution in North America, and then, of course, the Harmonix run through Guitar Hero was probably the biggest game on the planet for a year.
Right, yeah. No, I do remember when Guitar Hero was huge. Okay, let me rephrase that. Right now, of course, rhythm games.
No, right
aren't
now,
like
rhythm
the-
games suck dick.
Yeah, rhythm games are kind of a niche thing right now. And we had a very good concept. Like everybody who played the game, with the Kickstarter, because we did have like a feedback thing. Everybody who played the game said it was fantastic. We had a lot of YouTubers playing it. We had a lot of other devs playing it. They said it was all fantastic. But one of the biggest things they said was that there just wasn't enough information there for us to sell it to them, right? For them to like say, okay, this is something we want to back. And I think that's one of the biggest things with Kickstarters is you really need to focus on selling your product more than anything. And that's mostly for indie devs like us. Like if you're already if you've already like produced like Yooka-Laylee or Shenmue, for example, Shenmue got $1 million in less than a day.
Shenmue crashed Kickstarter. Can we
Yeah.
not forget about that?
Yeah,
Kickstarter went down for that game.
And that's because, everybody knows that's, like they know what they're capable of. The Yooka-Laylee Kickstarter, people know what they're capable of. With indie devs, you really, really have to go out of your way to either have an amazing product or like really, really sell it and make people want to back it. Or, I mean, of course, both would be the optimal thing. But yeah, that's what we didn't really sell it nearly as well as we should have. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Is that the answer you were looking for?
One other thing I want to tack on to that. One other thing is that you actually asked for how much it would cost you to develop the game. One of the big issues that you see with a lot of Kickstarters for video games is they ask for a relatively low amount. And anyone who's worked in game development for a while looks at that amount and says, "You make a game over a year and a half for that much?" And then it turns out that what they actually need is one of their stretch goal numbers,
right?
To get their game made. So that's why, I think I've backed maybe 4 or 5 video games. 2 of them have come out so far, and I did all of my backing 2.5, 3 years ago. I haven't backed a single new video game since.
So I would assume Darkest Dungeon and
Strike Suit Zero.
Oh, I was
Which
thinking,
actually,
what was the game that came out recently? The RPG.
Darkest Dungeon is the only one I know of that came out on Kickstarter.
Something with an E. Whatever.
We the People,
Stop.
whatever that game was.
Yes,
And
we are We the People. My name is Michelle Bachman. I'll be running.
I'm still waiting on Chasm, which had a really, really good playable demo out.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the finished title because it's good.
That's a fun game.
But they said that game was going to come out 1.5 years ago, and it's still not out yet.
They're not even close.
Well, that's the
They're not
peril.
even- they're
That's
not
the
even
peril of
close.
Kickstarter, right? So people are coming into Kickstarter campaigns. One, most likely don't have the money to start what they're doing, and 2, they don't really know how to manage the money when they do get it and set realistic expectations.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because most people who try it are the successful Kickstarters, right? Are people who have done it before, right? Who are reputations for completing projects. But when indie devs try to get into it, they don't know how to set deadlines because they've never made a game on this scale before. They don't know how to manage people. All these factors come into it, and that's why I think some of these things fall apart. And then when Shenmue and stuff like that comes around, it's insulting, right? Because you should be able to make this. You should be able to make this happen, and it feels like a cash grab. And
They're abusing.
Yeah, it abuses the Kickstarter backers, and it makes everyone hate Kickstarter-like campaigns.
Well, there's definitely been situations like that where it's like, hey, we can make it, but it's not our money. Even when people should theoretically have the assets and the money to make something like that, like Shenmue 3. But they figure, hey, if it doesn't work out, it wasn't our money that's being wasted, or we're not losing any money because it was their money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important now that we spoil another game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about time. We're about 27 minutes in. We better spoil a game.
Ares dies.
How could you do this?
Lara Croft gets a second pistol at the end of the game.
No, we already did that one.
Jon Snow?
That's not cool, actually. You better not even go down that path, buddy.
You had a year. It's almost been a year.
Deadpool talks to the camera.
There you go.
No,
Dad,
we
I'm
need
gay.
Good video game spoiler. Have you ever heard the theory? Bart was talking to me about this a while back. There's a theory that all the main characters in Final Fantasy are dead and that all the games are dreams.
I mean,
I feel like I wouldn't understand this theory because I haven't played the Final Fantasy games yet. I will soon.
What do you mean?
You haven't played
Any of them? Well,
What do
I've been playing Final Fantasy Explorers recently.
no.
That doesn't count.
Doesn't
I know. But I actually,
If it doesn't have a number, it doesn't count.
You guys probably saw that I have the
Well,
retro
tactics,
thing going on
chill.
right now. And Firik is actually sending in an SNES. But I already have the games. I have all of them purchased. Or not all of them, but I have the ones I want to play, which are 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Well,
And I
7,
have
8,
them.
7, 8 are in Steam.
Well, no, but I want to play them on the original console. Is what I'm saying. And I have them.
I gotta feel the controller in my hands.
Exactly. You have to feel it the way they wanted it to be.
Gotta
to
feel
be
the
played.
1 inch on my hands.
You gotta feel that awesome PS1 lag while it can't render the summon properly. Oh yeah.
But yeah,
God
I have all
bless.
the games purchased, and I'm going to be playing them.
So
really
that theory is.
What are you, a millionaire?
soon. No, they weren't expensive.
He has that YouTube
They were
money.
they were
YouTube-
actually pretty cheap
YouTube
in
Gold
comparison
Rush.
to what I thought.
Are you going to be playing like you said on the original console? So this is not like a Final Fantasy remake inside of Minecraft.
No. Oh,
Okay.
No. Yeah, no. That's what I was considering at first, but I felt like it might take too long. So.
Wait, so if let's go back to that theory for a second. That is like quite literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like
No. Think about it. Right?
no, I am thinking about it. This podcast is a dream. We're all dead. Like the theory applies to
I wish I
everyone.
was
This,
dead.
this is the guided meditation the whole time.
Yeah, right. This was the guy to.
No, like Squall takes the ice shard to the chest at the end of disc 1, and that's when he dies. He's just dead. And the rest of the fucking the rest of the game is a dream, which makes sense because that story got so completely fucked.
Maybe
I mean,
they just
that is
like
a better explanation
threw
for
that-
the date.
Exactly.
maybe they just threw that theory out to justify
Like,
they're
so
running
you're gonna
themselves
tell
into a
me
hole.
Zidane fucking woos a princess. She leaves her fucking kingdom so she can run around and do adventures with this dude? Fuck off.
I mean,
hey man, it's a video game.
like developers like this writing process suck. Better start a rumor with all a dream, save a reputation. That sounds like what happened.
Please, nobody file a complaint to Twitch. This isn't meant to be racist.
No, it's not. It's an
It's
impression
just
of
him.
the story. It's not just me. It's like doing an impression of someone from the country in which the game was written is not racist.
I feel like Smatter wrote Queena into FF9.
I didn't play FF9, and I don't even get that joke. Okay?
Pillars of
That's-
Eternity. That
That's
was it.
fine.
Oh, pillars! Oh God, my voice cracked. What the fuck happened? Ow! I was feeling it coming, and it just kind of came.
Nice.
I'm not.
That's not what I
Nice.
meant,
Let's not talk about that again.
motherfucker. Pillars. Talk about Pillars of Eternity, please. Before
I don't want
crack.
to. I mean, it was just finished. I just assumed that was one of the things that Cyanide backed.
Oh, I lied before, by the way. I forgot I backed Shovel Knight, which was totally fucking worth it because that
was a
game
Kickstarter?
is.
Yeah, it was a
that was a
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, and it released roughly on schedule and was a fantastic game. And they even brought out more valuable content after the fact. So, good going,
Also,
Shovel
look
Knight.
at Lisa and look at Undertale. Those are both Kickstarter, and I backed them both. They're both fantastic.
You did the right thing.
I did.
Oh, real quick, go around and we'll all say one thing that we kickstarted that we hated. That was a mistake.
Okay.
Brandon, I know you got a few, so
I'll go like third or fourth. I gotta think.
pick. PBat, come on.
Harmonic Crusade.
No.
Damn, I was gonna say that one.
I know you were gonna say it.
We
That's
were
why
all
I said
holding
it
the
first.
joke.
Everybody, I'm guaranteed that's what everybody wanted to say.
We
That's
were
why
all
I said
gonna
it first.
say it. We were all gonna say it.
Fuck.
I'm Cyan, you go first.
Delver's Drop is probably mine right now.
Oh.
It was supposed to be like a Secrets of Mana-esque game, and yeah, just never. They've been taking forever. They've like redone the engine like 3 times now. It's never coming out. I'm well aware of that, so that's my regret.
I
I
kickstarted. Oh, all right, you
Oh,
go. You
go.
go.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
No. White people first. Go.
Probably Crowfall. Honestly,
Ooh.
I spent a lot of money. It's $500 to play this game. A lot of their ideas are getting put into the Division. The Division is a AAA game coming out from a rather reputable studio who's using most of their resources to develop it. And then there's so much going into this game that there's no way this small team is actually going to get every single feature in the way that they're envisioning it. On top of the fact that the pre-alphas that I've played have been actually so awkward and poorly designed that it makes me wish that I hadn't even seen the Kickstarter.
You started so much shit over that Kickstarter and got so many
Oh,
people
listen,
to do
and
it.
we're gonna play. I've invested way too much time. I've convinced too many people to play. We're gonna invest some time into this game, guaranteed. The first month is going to be a Crowfall shit show, guaranteed. But from what I've played so far, their ideas on actual game design, not the way the characters look, not the way the fields look. I'm talking about the actual mechanics of the combat are so 2005. And I think that that's my fault for not seeing this because if you look at their resumes, all they did was make games in 2005.
Wait, are you admitting that you were wrong?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I just thought maybe we had a world first here on the podcast. Maybe you are dead. And this is my dream.
I think I backed some. We don't. It's not just games, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the joke I was going for myself. But you can go ahead and pick a non-game thing. Well,
Is there going to be like an icky thing that you're going to talk about? 'Cause I don't
No,
wanna
no,
be a
but
part
it
of
does
that.
make that noise when it's wet. But
Yeah.
it's not what you think it is. I'll hold it. I'll wait.
So I backed this thing called Coin. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
The card thing, the credit
Yeah,
card.
the
one
thing
of
is
my-
cool.
One of
Oh,
my
you
employees backed
idiot!
that.
Wait,
Yeah.
why is he an idiot? That thing is cool.
No, it's
it is
not.
cool.
It's
no,
not.
it is very cool. No, it is, and I've heard I've heard a lot of good things about it. But
But
they never once mentioned, because apparently they didn't know, that there is different like card protocols in other countries. So it's only available in the States right now.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
okay.
that was
And
obvious.
so you got fucked.
I
It's
got
really
fucked, yeah.
Send
Oh,
it to
you-
my house, bro.
I actually, if you want one,
It's
I
like
could.
it's like
I
how
think
much?
I
Like
could.
$500, right?
Hey, if there's anyone out there that bought a coin that can't use it in their shit country, tweet us.
Yeah, tweet
Because
us.
like, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know." It's like, well, wouldn't you think this is something you look into if you're making something like this? Is something you look into beforehand?
It's kind of like the inch.
But it's been
PBat.
like that for 2 years,
It's
and they
been
still
like-
haven't fixed it.
It's been like that for 2 years because in the States we're only just now switching over to the chip that every other country requires, and
Yeah,
coin
you
was
guys
designed for
are
the
still
straight.
using what? The Imperial system? Like, come on.
Yep.
Oh,
That's why I said it's like-
don't get petty
Listen,
now,
don't talk to me
PBat.
about your fucking idiot inches that turn into like idiot feet. All right.
Oh, hold on,
I
hold
get
on.
it.
My idiot inches?
Yeah.
Might I remind you, the United States and some fucking obscure country in like the Middle East are the only two
It's
places.
Africa. It's
No,
Western
no.
Africa,
That's
actually.
not fair.
PBat, there's
They
only
copied us because they know what's good.
and PBat, there's
Every other area in the world uses metric.
there
All right,
is
well, all right, so
one
real quick,
country.
let's make sure we put the map in perspective, okay? So you get the globe, right? You get a
Mhm.
big map of the whole world. There's America right in the middle, but not
No,
like
America's on the left.
No, America's
It's in the middle. It's God's country.
It's
God
in,
damn
it's
it.
in the fucking middle. Look
All
at
right.
any map that we make, and we make the best
Yeah,
ones.
any map that you make.
Yeah, we make
That's
the best
exactly
ones.
the point.
So we got America in the middle, right? And then there's Canada and Mexico because we touch you guys and you get some of our awesomeness, but only by proxy. You're not actually any good, right? So then there's not America everywhere outside of America, and then there's Iraq.
You forgot Afghanistan, which is
Wow,
part of
that's
Iraq,
part of
which is
Iraq.
part of
Georgia
Iraq.
Don't be
really
That
changed,
was
dude.
like so that sounded so unintentionally like offensive. And then there's Iraq, America. God damn.
Well, you know what the thing with the coin is like.
Afghanistan's the capital of Iraq.
Oh, right, of course. The coin is like so expensive for what it is, P. And like investing money in the
It's
coin
not.
is betting that like mobile payments on phones would not be the next wave, or that it would beat that out, and it just didn't. It got delayed again very recently, did it not?
Coin?
Yeah.
No. I
My
don't think so.
coworker said it was supposed to be out by now, and he was like, it got delayed. It's going to be like the end of the year, like May. Or
Oh,
some shit.
I don't know because I stopped looking. And honestly, Brandon, if you want it, I'll get it sent to you because I'm not gonna wait anymore.
Ugh.
It's yeah.
So thing I kickstarted before I moved into my previous house. Before this one, my roommate said, "Hey man, check out this cool thing. It's called the Smash Cup, and it's like a little rubber cup that
Oh
condenses."
my God!
Wait,
man.
no, you don't even know what it is.
Seriously?
You don't know what it
Yeah,
is,
really?
P.
Gross.
This is the first thing I've ever kickstarted. Right? It's basically like a fleshlight that you can fold in on itself.
That's what I thought it was.
No, it's
Yep.
not. It's actually just a cup for hot liquids, and it's like this like rubbery material that collapses with a lid, and it's all microwavable and all that fun shit. It got fucking delayed till high heaven. So like my roommate who I was gonna move in with suggested we kickstart. I was like, okay, cool. So many things went wrong. First and foremost, couldn't call it Smash Cup. It was fucking copyrighted, right? So I ended up calling it Stojo Cup, like to stow coffee, but it was Stojo Cup. 2, it's fucking the smallest thing on the planet. 3, and then they had to redo the design. 3, when it came out, it was melting with hot liquids in it. And then after that, even if they got it right, they gave a little thing because it was burning people's hands through the side. And now, I couldn't even use it, but my mother uses it every day.
There you go. Mom's got a stojo.
But it's a piece of shit. Don't say that about my mom.
What?
It just sounds wrong. I don't know.
Mom got a stojo. That's
Stop. No, it sounds like... Ugh. P, no.
Mom got a Tenga.
What?
Don't worry about it. Anyways,
So all right, let's
next subject.
let's move on to the next thing we want to talk about. So this
We
was
got to spoil another game.
oh sure,
All right.
spoil game and then I'll get the topic.
Hold on,
Eggman, it was actually behind it the whole time.
No, we knew that.
Not everybody knew that.
Oh,
Everybody knows
Michael
that.
Jackson
All right,
isn't
all right.
a pedophile. The toys were for him.
Jesus.
That
Not a game.
it isn't.
Okay.
It isn't. Yeah, he thought it was a game. It's entirely true. I do not believe that man is a pedophile. I tweeted that yesterday. He's not a pedophile.
okay,
He's just misunderstood.
And please don't touch anything. You actually shouldn't touch anything.
Wow.
I don't understand.
There's a game. Have you not played Please Don't Touch Anything, PBat?
Are you sure you're not in a
No.
museum or some
Oh,
grass?
PBat. That's got to be what you do tonight, man.
Really?
Dude, this game is up every alley you've ever loved.
Really?
Have you ever played Papers, Please?
Yeah. I
Think
beat
about
it.
Papers, Please that doesn't have like a super restrictive timer, and it's just like you chilling.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah, and it's probably like a cent.
Wait,
I'm
it's,
about
it's called
I'm
Don't
about to
Touch.
play this game.
How long is it?
If you do like all the routes, it'll take you a couple hours. But like, it's super simple, man.
Oh, is it made by the same people as
Yeah.
Papers, Please? Looks like it, yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
Is it
Yeah,
as
I
good as
just- I
Papers,
just got
Please?
Should
I
I wait
think
to
it's
stream
better.
it, or should I just play it?
Really?
off?
You
No,
think it's
should,
better?
See, I streamed it, and I streamed it with my chat. Usually, I don't like my chat like trying to figure things out or like doing things like that. But I had my chat like join in on helping me try to solve the puzzles. If you see like the video, there's like a little lever, there's a button, and then there's a whole bunch of lights next to the lever. Each
Right.
one of those lights represents an ending, a way for you to end the game in a different way by touching things in different orders, and it gives you so many weird clues that you don't even know are clues until you start
it
walling
out.
yourself off. It's such a good game.
I'll play it
That
right
you
after
just
the
spoiled
podcast,
for
yeah.
us.
Yeah, I
asshole.
like games like that. See, like that's the type of experience I want. I want to be able to find it on my own and to feel challenged in finding it, not feel challenged in fucking sitting on a cloud for 4 hours.
Right.
Like that type of stuff is really cool. That's why I love Papers, Please. Although my biggest complaint with it is I just hated feeling so constrained for time. I hate timers in any game.
Don't play XCOM 2.
No, I'm not gonna play XCOM 2.
I heard there was a lot of issues with XCOM 2, actually.
a lot of like bug issues, right? Or something.
Well, yeah, mostly like and like compatibility. Like I watch Lethal Frag. He's a streamer, and he said that was the first game he has ever refunded on Steam because
What
he was
game?
so XCOM 2.
Wow.
And he said he was so disappointed with like how buggy
Didn't
it was.
feel
and how,
like it came out of nowhere too? Like they announced the game and it was released. Like that's reeks of incomplete.
Well, yeah, they had announced it. I think. They had announced it 3 months ago. I think, or that's the first time I heard of it. And then yeah, it just came out like this month or earlier or late last month.
That's like a lot. That's
Yeah.
like that's not a lot of time for like a big budget game.
They
Yeah.
went with the Bethesda route where the entire game's moddable, but it's buggy as hell on release, so they just expect everyone to fix the game.
Right.
I don't think Bethesda actually strategizes that.
Did you play Skyrim at release?
Yeah.
I did. I played it on
That game was super
Xbox.
buggy.
I got it early, and I played it literally 7 days straight, and I think I crashed once on 360 nonetheless.
Yeah, I didn't have any trouble at all.
No problem.
But the Bethesda usually doesn't have too many issues on console, except for Morrowind.
Morrowind
Actually-
is a fucking mess.
Dude, that doesn't count. Dude, that game was released in like 2003.
I know, but that's such a huge bug. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Okay, so there's a bug across all consoles where every single, and I didn't even know about this for a while, but somebody had told me, there's a bug in the game where all NPCs are always slowly moving to the left at all times.
What?
Oh
They are all,
God. Sure, sure.
it's extremely slow, but the longer you play, they will eventually move out of position where they're unattainable. And that's not an issue on PC because you could just use a console command and reset their position. But on consoles, it can get to the point where they will be in a place you cannot talk to them, and you will not be able to complete the game.
How many hours would it take?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's,
I
it's
have
a
to look
crazy
this
it's a
up.
crazy high amount of time though. But
Yeah,
like when you
I
play
have
games like
no
that, it
idea.
is a lot of time.
That's where
Exactly.
John Blow got the idea for Braid, I guess.
He's
Yeah.
just like waiting for 4 hours in the next town for this NPC to appear. Like
This would make a great solution to an Easter egg puzzle in my next title.
Yeah.
so we didn't spoil anything. Oh yes we did.
Oh, well, yeah. I gave you one of the endings to Papers, Please, or Please Don't Touch Anything.
Right.
It was funny because the game is called Please Don't Touch Anything, and I immediately started touching things, and I didn't get that ending until like third to last. I'm like, maybe I should just not fucking touch anything, and I just like got mad.
How long do you have to wait when you don't touch anything?
4 hours.
Really?
No, man, that's a stupid fucking
I
idea.
get it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't laugh at me.
PBat, you're so gullible.
Everyone, shut up.
You're so gullible since your Kickstarter didn't go off.
That doesn't make sense.
Shut up.
What does that have to do with anything? That's just a personal stab. What,
That was
just-
Whatever,
doesn't do with
P.
anything.
That was not called for, Sam.
That was not called for. That
That
I
was
gave
really-
money to
that
you,
wasn't even
and
thing.
now you're more gullible. I see a connection.
Okay, I feel you. I guess.
All right, so we're going to move on to something we want to talk about. A hot topic, and not the place you went as a teenager.
Oh, and a couple weeks ago, definitely not that
Why were
place
you?
either.
Why were you there?
Kelsey got a Harry Potter sweater. It's cute.
Oh, please kill me. You could just ask for those on your stream. Like, hey, send me podcast or send the podcast. Fuck me. Send a Harry Potter sweatshirt, viewers. You got to say that. The internet's all about free shit. Wow, I really fucked that, huh?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
What's
Yeah,
the next
just,
time?
I just come in. The next topic is it was a hot topic as of recently, and it is what is fair use in terms of like the YouTube stuff. Like I'm sure all of you have seen that.
Right.
It's been
Yeah.
all over. Which one of you wanted to talk about it? Like, do you want
That
to?
was PBat.
PBat, you want to take the lead on that, baby?
Sure. Well,
Coming
see,
from
and
YouTube.
I never got a chance to look too much into it, but I get the gist of it. Basically, the YouTube copyright system is absurd, and it's getting worse and worse as the days go on. They have this like automatic thing in place now where they will automatically, and I actually mainly learned about this from my boy Black Mist, and they are like automatically flagging things for copyright, and they're not taking fair use into account, which is really screwing over mainly a lot of small YouTubers, and it's mainly I think that the automatic system that they have going, but like the biggest issue is that they won't take, not in all instances, they won't always take down your videos. They will just monetize it and make the money go to them instead of go to you, which to me seems a little absurd, especially if it falls under fair use, but like that's not being addressed at all. And that's what's I think upsetting most people is the fact that they should be protected under fair use and they're not being protected under fair use.
Now, do you think the system catches these things automatically because most of YouTube uploads are copyright infringement, and that it's safer for YouTube to just knock it out?
It's probably safer for
That's-
YouTube, but
That's
it's
exactly it.
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
Morrison, video game attorney, actually just put up a really, really good write-up on the entire debacle earlier today. And YouTube pretty much has to do it the flag first, ask questions later way, or they are liable for all of the infringement. They are liable for all the
Right.
infringement as a content host. So they would not exist as a platform if they didn't do it like that.
Right.
And the other thing is that fair use was written into the DMCA before YouTube was what it is now. So in terms of whether most YouTube content is even actually covered under fair use has not been established in a court of law yet. So for the most part, it's actually very ambiguous as to whether or not the content creators who think they're getting screwed over are actually protected under fair use.
Interesting.
that is interesting. I had no idea.
And it, for the most part, it's going to be a while before we really see something like this go to court because YouTube doesn't flag first and ask questions later for the larger creators, and the creators who are too small for YouTube to actually fight for probably don't have the money to go to court against the people who are flagging their content.
See,
Just,
no, here's an issue though, because I was watching, because there's been a ton of people making videos about this topic, and the one I had saw in particular was a smaller YouTuber, and he was talking about how when you get copyright strikes, like when you actually get strike, not like when you get something monetized for somebody else. When you actually get a copyright strike, one of the downsides is you get some of your YouTube features disabled. And at one point, he actually they disabled the feature for him to actually dispute copyright claims.
Yeah.
What?
So
Yeah.
he can't defend himself.
You can
Okay.
only have one dispute at a time.
Like that it just seems so absurd. Like that in
Okay.
particular seems so absurd. But I can understand maybe disabling the ability to have custom thumbnails and stuff like that, but like not being able to dispute in certain ways. It just seems really weird.
Yeah, it allows
If
for predatory moves by other large YouTubers, though.
if we
Yeah.
look at it from a gaming perspective, as we should, a lot of people are having trouble with game reviews using small snippets below the 70% rule or 30% rule, whatever what guideline we're going by. Um, these content creators are getting strikes because the people who make the games are claiming copyright on their videos because the reviews are negative. Um, this is not me giving an opinion on whether or not that's right because, as Cyanide said, the law is ambiguous at this point. It's going to be very hard for us to figure out who's right and who's wrong, even though we understand, and then that's legally speaking, because we know that the content creator is right and the people who make the games are wrong. If you don't want your games to be, torn apart, don't make fucking shit games, right? That's just what you do. But we should look at it from a perspective of what happens when video game companies like Nintendo start saying, okay, you can't make Let's Plays of our games anymore unless you give us X amount of your money.
Right.
And
Right.
that by the way is absurd. We've been doing that with my videos, and I think the most money I've gotten from the Nintendo monetization program I think was 10 cents.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And how many YouTube subscribers do you have?
That's a good chunk of videos as well. I think we must have posted, because we posted Splatoon videos, Legend of Zelda videos, and I think the most we've gotten was like 10 or 12 cents.
How does Game Grumps make money? Good lord.
They're
They
so
don't do
big.
they don't do too many Nintendo stuff though. They do some, but
They've
in
been doing
comparison
Mario
to the
Maker
rest,
for like 3 months now.
well, that's true. That's true.
That
Right.
is, like, frankly, just disgusting.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know.
there's a lot of other companies that can, at any point, just strike a channel. For instance, Maximilian, for those of you who don't know him, he's a great streamer, great content creator, makes mainly fighting game community stuff. The guy appeared when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, doing Twitch and YouTube for Capcom. The guy actually worked with Capcom to make a series based on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And then when they announced Street Fighter 5, or they were about to, all the rumors, the rumor mill got turning and all the leaks started happening. He made a video about Street Fighter 5, and there wasn't even any gameplay footage in the video. It was just called something Street Fighter 5, and YouTube striked his channel when Capcom had asked them to. They just struck the channel, and then he got like a whole bunch of shit happen, and it took him like days or weeks to get this fixed. Even when they had literally no footage. That's how fucked content creators are right now.
Yeah.
That's the state of things.
And yeah, I mean, and that's just another cause of abuse. Like there was an issue when Total Biscuit made like a very negative
yes.
review about Day One Gary's incident, or whatever it was called.
From Wild
And-
Games. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
and it was entirely factual. He was just talking about how unpolished the game was, how sloppy it was, and it got taken down by the developers just because it was a bad review on their game. Like it's a system that can be abused, and it has been abused many times.
More and more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's getting easier for them to abuse it as the days go on, and it sucks.
I
Yes.
think it's coming to a head now, though, because at some point you're going to have a big company try to take a big YouTuber down over some video, and that's when it's going to go to court, and we're going to get some guidelines established. But fortunately, until then, YouTube as a platform has to, because otherwise they get taken to court by these big companies, and
Yeah.
then the platform goes away.
Well, the issue is like a big YouTuber is not going to poke the bear. A big YouTuber makes 7 figures. You're looking at PewDiePie last year. The rumor mill says that he's made 20 million. Anyone who has 10 million subscribers or more is making 7 figures, and those people are usually making videos from indie developers who would kill to get that level of advertising. That's why you don't see PewDiePie playing a lot of Nintendo games, because why would he want to split that profit? So why would they
Right.
go out and poke the bear and put themselves in a position to do this when they're already
It's true.
making so much money that they don't even know how to spend it?
Right.
So what's going to happen is we're going to need someone, not a big YouTuber, to mess with a big company. It has to be a medium company messing with you, like a high-end indie developer, someone like, I think, on the level of Hi-Rez. Although Hi-Rez not only would never do that, but they encourage people to make content because that's how gaming works now.
Yeah, that's how you
That's
build
why
community.
Ubisoft has a community manager now that only talks to Twitch streamers. That's all he or she does, is just focus on Twitch streamers to make sure they're happy with the games.
Right.
She takes feedback, all that other stuff. It's amazing.
And
right?
that's
And
great
then
when companies can do that and like really keep up with the times and how things are developing. Like it sucks that Nintendo, I think out of all the companies, has the most potential to make like a big dent in the gaming industry. I mean, not a big dent, but like really make change in the gaming industry. They
They
have
just
really
don't
great
care,
ideas.
though.
They don't care exactly.
they just
if they
sit
didn't
on their
care,
lot.
they'd
with
have
the
fucking
times.
Gino in Smash Brothers.
That's not. That's not a. I get it's
Hey,
a big
hey,
complaint.
Gino is in Smash Brothers.
Shut
You
the
can
hell
have
up.
Mhm.
8 Genos on the screen.
Oh, that's awful.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Gino
I don't
Gino
know.
versus Knuckles. It's a great family fun time.
I
PBat,
hate my life.
Don't.
have you
Don't.
had? I'm not gonna do anything bad. Have you had any issues with copyright and fair use and anything with your channel? Because your channel is big. You're almost a half
I
a
mean,
mil.
no issues that don't deserve to be there. It's mainly little copyright things that come from, and it was never strikes. It's just like we said, like other companies monetizing the video. But it's
That happens a
entirely,
lot,
it's entirely understandable. It's like when I first started YouTube, I would just make a lot of like videos of like maybe really good gaming clips. Like, oh, I got this really good playing League, and I would put some music to it that I knew I didn't have permission to use. So like it would just be stuff like that. Like they're like, okay, we're gonna take the money for this. But like never, I don't think I've ever had an issue where I've had a flag that didn't deserve it, right? Like a false copyright claim or anything like that. I don't think I've had an issue with that. So,
So
yeah.
okay, no major issues. You're not one of the people who's like truly burned by it because you kind of got in before this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
true,
this,
yeah.
yeah, huge being, I got in and
So
got
you
out
could
before,
bully
like,
other
a huge thing.
people.
Well, in what regard?
I mean, like
can't,
you could.
I can't
like,
copyright anything.
if you
I didn't
like
make
someone
music.
gave like a bad review of Harmonic Crusade, you can like take them out.
Oh, I mean, there probably has to be a huge process, but like you know.
I doubt it's a huge process.
No, I
for as
think
much
it's like
as
a
it
couple
happens.
clicks.
Right.
It's just
Maybe.
it's like as simple as pointing the finger.
But again, like Brandon was just talking about, it's just about keeping up with the times, man. Like I don't see why that kind of thing would be. It's just absurd to abuse that kind of power just because you know what I mean?
There we go, people. We have PBat's true character.
I'm just worried
That's
for
me.
YouTubers out there because right now the law is just not on their side. It just isn't. And if it is, no one's enforcing it. That's why I stick to Twitch. It really is. I mean, I have bled purple for a long time. The company at Twitch loves their partners. And granted, there's probably a lot more YouTube partners than there are Twitch partners. But to the same regard, if I send a partner email, that shit's answered within a day, guaranteed. I send an email to YouTube and I get a canned response from a fucking robot.
That's all of Google, though. Google's like any of their stuff is just awful. You can't get.
I got Google to answer a live chat once.
I mean, I have too when I buy like their customer service team when I buy my Nexus phones, but like, it's not like you can get a response on their major products, like YouTube or like Gmail.
Gmail's a big one.
Yeah, you can't, yeah. Who like they don't support it because it's so large that like they really should be responsible for that. You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
I do love Gmail.
Gmail's amazing. I love Gmail more than I love Twitch.
You can't say
that.
that. You can't say that here.
I know. I'm saying I've got more. I had my Gmail account was made in 2003.
You can
Right?
say you love Gmail more than you love Bing.
No, it
but
was
you can't
not.
say
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
There's Gmail wasn't even out.
Yes,
in
it was. It was
2003.
invite only beta, or maybe 2004. But still, I can go
All right,
pull an email from my
Gmail
fucking email.
release date. No, we're doing this.
No. We're gonna go back to my emails.
Gmail.
April 1st, 2004.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
General public in 2007, though still in beta. There's no way you got yours in April 2004.
Yeah, 2007 is when they started sending invites out to non-Google people.
Oh, just
Right.
wait. No, just wait.
Come on,
Let's
yeah,
see.
go back to the beginning of your 7 bajillion emails. Go ahead.
I'm gonna find the command, the search command for like time. Before here, I'm gonna search in my email.
No. Look, click the numbers. How it says 1 to 50. Click that and go to oldest.
Before 2005.
Oh
Anything?
man, I went to my oldest emails. I should not have done this.
Are you getting it?
Full tilt poker support. Nick Swart was the.
Where is oldest? Where's that button?
Okay. I gotta read you guys this. I'm hyped. Hello, Sandrax here. This is the GM of Indomitable, the 25-man raiding guild on Lane that you applied to.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Lane was my original server, and I wanted to go back because I hated all my friends. I didn't want to play with them anymore because they sucked.
Shout outs to Sev. or whoever else that WoW friends were.
No, I don't think we met Sev at this point yet.
Right.
No, Sev was 2010. That was
Wait a
Cataclysm.
second. I know this face.
Before.
Oh boy, this podcast is going in an interesting direction right now.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Let's
Hold on.
see. Let's see.
We're traveling back through time to 2004.
Okay, first email I've got
Come on.
August 18th, 2004.
Bullshit.
Swear to God. Swear on my life.
Yeah,
Swear
so
on my
put it
life.
on the internet. Find
All
the
right.
tweet.
All right.
Let's go.
You
I don't
swear-
want to
you
reveal
swear
my
on your mom?
email, but like
You swear on your mom?
and this I just searched before in all mail. To me.
Dude, I'm
God.
friends with this guy on Twitter. Or Facebook. I knew this guy. Why am I friends with this guy on Facebook?
There you go. I'm putting it in chat. It doesn't have my email, but like it doesn't have my email address in it because I don't want you guys to fucking know that. But bam, bam, right there, baby. I was in and I got invites through the thing and it was fucking real and I got multiple ones. That's why I have my last name at Gmail. That's why I have my full name, all that shit. I'll even tweet it. Do you believe me? Look at that date.
I just can't believe I'm friends with this guy on Facebook.
Stop!
today.
No! This is about me! See? Told you guys. Anyway, I win. That's the podcast. Let's do a hypothetical. Okay, if you were a major YouTuber,
Okay.
and someone, or sorry, if you were a major game dev and some YouTuber did a negative review of your game, huge YouTuber, we're talking millions and millions of subscribers, and it was so scathing and bad that it was a detriment to the sales of your game, right? Would you file a takedown?
No.
And why?
Because that would just be that's the easy one, because that'd just be way more bad publicity than you already have. Not only now did this guy make sure your game sucks, which if at that point, even if a few people see it, that's just gonna spread. Even because if it gets taken down, then there's all that drama, like, oh, these devs are abusing their power to take down the video just because of a bad review. I think day one, Gary's incident, the whole Total Biscuit thing, wouldn't have ended up nearly as poorly if they didn't try and take down his video.
Oh man, he blew them up something serious.
Well, yeah, he did.
He did, but like a huge, like I'd say 95% of the hate they get is not because they made a bad game, but because they tried to abuse their power and take down the video. I'd say that's why everybody hates them, not because they made a bad game. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the big thing there.
There are plenty of bad games. In fact,
Exactly.
some of them are so bad that they're kind of beloved, like Big Rigs or whatever the hell from that Russian studio.
Like there's plenty of games that not many people like that. Hell, some people still enjoy. I really like Sonic Adventure 2, and like that's something that a lot of people will say like that's a shitty game. But there's a lot of people like me who say no, I like that game. That's a good game.
Because you like shitty games.
All right, good night.
Chris,
I'm
you?
going to bed.
No, absolute same reasoning PBat has.
You don't want to poke the
It's-
hornet's nest?
Look, it's one thing if one guy on YouTube, no matter how big his subscriber base is, says that you suck. It's another thing if you somehow manage to make everyone on the internet find out about you because now it goes past just this guy's audience. Because it'll, like the Fine Brothers. The Fine Brothers is probably a perfect example of this. If they hadn't poked that bear, I wouldn't even know who they are. I saw the React videos, but I couldn't tell you it was the Fine Brothers. But now I know pretty much everything about their channel. Just because they decided to
Be
blow,
shitters.
yeah, make Twitter blow up at them, basically.
Right.
Thanks, Twitter.
Brandon?
I mean, I don't think there's a possibility where the answer is yes, right? I mean, we have seen so much failure recently with people trying to take down videos. The internet is willing to pick up pitchforks over anything, even if the Fine Brothers were right. And I mean, technically and legally speaking, they were. Morally speaking, ethically speaking, I don't know, but legally speaking, they were right. And the whole internet just like, we don't give a shit if you're right and you own this. We don't care that you think you were the first people to do it. If you did this and we don't like it, we're going to destroy your careers as best we can. And Reddit, did what Reddit does and circle jerk around each other until they hurt these guys' career by, probably like 6%. I doubt they're even going to feel it in a year.
Right.
But like, you can't go against the public anymore. It's the same reason I think that Hillary Clinton is leading a poor campaign because she's lying to everyone.
Well, and that she has no campaign. She doesn't have a narrative.
Exactly.
She's
By
just
the way,
echoing things. Yeah.
this is a game. This is a gaming podcast for the most part. If you are living in the United States and you are over the age of 18 or 18 or older, please register for vote to vote. Please, doesn't matter who you
Yes.
vote for. Just make sure you research the candidates and you have a voice, please. Thank you.
Who are
Unless
you
you're
gonna
in
vote for,
Oregon.
Brandon? I'm curious.
I mean,
No.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we
You
want-
don't want to do that? All right.
I don't
when
think
we
that's
get close
appropriate.
to it, we can talk a little bit about it. Have like a special episode like we did for Star
Oh,
Wars and all
fuck.
that. What?
Oh, I just felt the burn. Anyway,
All right, so
All
that's
right,
going to be the
good.
podcast tonight, guys. So thank you all for attending. Follow me on Twitter. That's at Juice Matter. Chris, you're at Juice Cyan. PBat's at PaperbatVG, and Brandon's at JuiceDM, DIEM. We'll do another thing next week, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, the same time. Again, if you like this, rate and review on iTunes. It's really helpful for us. So a lot of you, I tweeted that, and you like retweeted it and like favored it, like a lot of you, and then like none of you did it. Like, not that I'm calling you out, but like it's just kind of weird. I just found that funny. We also have a feedback form. I will link that. Oh, it looks like it was linked in chat already. Thank you, my mods. That helps us. It only helps us. It only helps us get better. Blah blah blah. It's also a way to suggest topics for cool things we can talk about, and we will get to them. I
so
don't
now
know
we do
when.
the guided meditation, right?
No, you have no idea what day it is or what time it is. It is actually madness. We've gone all the way back around again. All right, so thank you all. This has been super fun, and we'll see you next week at this time. Peace, yo.